Thank you for booking the 675 or 690. Let's take a look around. Here you have your keys for your vehicle. This one is for the ignition, and this is for all the locks on the outside of the van, like your chemical toilet and your garage.
This is your habitation locks, so when they're in the open position like such, the door will open like that, and to close them you turn it that way. If you want to lock the locks, simply put the key in, turn like that, and push the button in like that. To unlock, turn it like that, and that lock will pop back out, and then just turn the habitation like so. When you're ready to set off, you'll need to release the handbrake. So on the vehicle, the parking symbol there shows when the handbrake is on. To release the handbrake, put your foot on the brake, pull the handbrake right up to the top and release to the bottom, and you'll see that the handbrake position or light has gone off. To activate the handbrake, simply pull up like that, the light will appear, and then the handbrake just falls loose like that.
This vehicle is an automatic drive. You can also see on the driver's side window the maximum height of this vehicle, which is 3.2 metres, and the length of the vehicle is just under 7. When you collect your motorhome, it will be filled with water, but to top it up, you lift up your cap and you use the small key to unlock and remove. Your hose will then go in there to fill up the water. Your gas will be found behind this locker. Inside your gas locker you will find 2 gas bottles, one of which is North 500 property that cannot be swapped, and the other one can. To turn your gas bottle on, make sure to turn the cap anti-clockwise. And to close the bottle, make sure to turn it clockwise. This must be done before setting off driving. To change your gas bottle over, unscrew this hose end and attach it to the new bottle. When you collect your vehicle, it will be filled with diesel, but to top it up, it is just under here. There's also AdBlue, but this will be filled when you arrive. To remove your grey water, which is your sink or shower waste, underneath the van you will see this handle. You need to pull on it and it will release any grey water that's inside your vehicle. In the garage you will find your electric hookup, your hose and your ramps.
So once you get to your campsite, you can hook up to your electric using the cable that's provided within the van. Simply flip up here, hold the button like that, manoeuvre it over the socket and just push it.
To release your chemical toilet, make sure to pull up on the blue lever and then slide it out. To remove the waste, just unscrew this lid and then tip it into the designated area. With every hire you do get green chem, which is stored in this area as well. In this vehicle, it's important to remember not to open up this window. This is because this is connected to the boiler and it can cause the carbon monoxide alarm to go off inside the van. In here, you've got your shower and your toilet. Before you use the toilet, make sure to open up the lever. When the toilet is not in use, make sure to shut the lever over. Here you have your fridge and freezer. When you're stationary and you've selected whether it's gas or electric that you're working on,
to select the power source of the fridge, hold the square here until that light flashes. A stands for automatic, that's electric hookup, that's the habitation battery when the vehicle's driving, and that's gas. We would recommend that you always leave this on automatic so it automatically detects the power source for you. If you press the button again, it will go on to the temperature required, 5 being full, 1 being the lowest, and again just use the arrows to toggle up and down to the required temperature setting. And once you're completed, hold the square down and that fixes it into that source. Sometimes you might find when you go on to gas, it fails to ignite first time. This light will turn red, and when that happens, just simply hold the power button down to switch it off and then reboot it again, and that will reactivate the ignition sequence.
in the kitchen you have your taps, your 3 gas burner hob and your oven and grill. To ignite the 3-gas burner hob, you select what one you're using, push it in and turn it. To use the oven, you push the knob and turn it and then press ignite. And to use the grill, you push the knob in again, turn it and ignite. If anything in the vehicle trips, you can access the trip box in here. This is your TV and it will only work in signalled areas. In here, you have your emergency pack. It also has any breakdown information that you need. In here, you will find your first aid box, fire extinguisher, and also your fuses. To the front of the vehicle, above the driver's cab, you have your double bed. This ladder will be on top of the mattress. You pull it down and attach it like so. When you arrive at your campsite and you've either put your gas on or you've hooked up to electric, you come in here and press the on button of this panel. These 3 buttons are the most important once you're stationary. It's the on button, the lights inside the vehicle, and your water pump. This button is your exterior light. This one, labelled B2, is the voltage in the back of the vehicle. The one labelled B1 is the voltage in the front of the vehicle. Up here with the 3 lines, it shows you how much fresh water is in your tank. If you press it again, it'll show you how much grey water is in your tank. When you press the top button, it shows you what the temperature is inside the vehicle just now. Your left-hand side panel is your heating and hot water. You click in. Once your icon is flashing, that shows the icon that you're about to click into. So when you click into the motorhome, this is the temperature of the vehicle. The second one is your hot water. The third one is your source, making sure you're either hooked up to electric or your gas is switched on. Anything in between are sources that we do not use. When you're hooked up to electric, you will see this symbol showing on this panel and on this panel. If this is not showing, there may be a problem with your hookup. Once you're in reverse, it will show you up here on the reverse camera.
We'd also always recommend when you are reversing the vehicle that you've got somebody outside the vehicle and helping you to direct, so that you're making sure that any obstacles are clear and aware of before doing so. Once you're parked up at a campsite, you might find that the ground is uneven. So all our vehicles come with levelling ramps, which you can position under the tyre of the vehicle like that, or at the front, like so. And simply by manoeuvring these into the correct positions, you can get the height or the levels fixed in the van so it's not sitting at an angle.
On each window you have a blind. You just push it in and pull it up. Your 3-pin plug sockets will only work if you're hooked up to electric. Each vehicle comes with thermal blinds, which can be used on the front windows of the van. At the back of the vehicle, you will see your second double bed. The ladders, again, will just be on top of the mattress. You bring them down and attach them like so. In the 675, the second bed will be just below.
One thing to be aware of when you're driving in the Highlands or anywhere in Scotland is that motorhomes tend to have a wider wing mirror span, so you just have to make sure that you give yourself just that bit of extra distance between you and vehicles travelling in the opposite direction with your wing mirrors. The second thing to remember is the vehicle's height, and make sure that you keep aware of any branches that are overhanging or low bridges so that you're not damaging the top of the vehicle. In the Highlands there's a lot of single track roads, so we would always encourage people to be a responsible road user and to make sure that they use passing places in a responsible manner and to respect the road and the other users in the area by taking your turn to come into the lay-by. If you're unsure, there's plenty of help out there within the North 500 website and other different media channels on how responsible driving should be undertaken.
Enjoy your holiday in the 675.